Hero Club presents Los Ingobernables de Tokusatsu. Welcome to Los Ingobernables de Tokusatsu, episode 50. We are finally here, the 50th frickin' episode for a podcast that we started practically a year ago, last, I think, February or March. I am one of your hosts and co-creators, Wheelchair21, and on tonight's show we have a majority of the cast, whether it be the original members to the later additions. So you got yourself me, I got blah blah blah, I'm getting all tongue-tied here, but you got me, Wheelchair21, you got freaking Joker, who has returned for this episode, for this special frickin' episode.
Listen, Wheels, the Shuffle Alliance has to carry on. I can't just not show up for the 50th episode. I mean, what kind of Chinese person would I be?
Like I said, we got Joker, we got his replacement, Soundout 12.
Hey, guys, bad news. We got canceled. The network doesn't want us anymore.
Damn
don't
you,
worry.
Fox!
See, my replacement ruined everything. Thanks a lot, Soundout.
You're welcome. I like burning things down that were never mine.
no.
And then we have our technical news analyst and sometimes discussion member, Visible Ninja, or Metal Ninja, whichever he likes to be called nowadays.
Yeah, because I just suck.
He
You're
sucks
also
a lot.
Canadian.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's like
the
a
big
double
deal.
negative.
It really is the double standard there. So, for our 50th episode, we only got Mucha for the news half of this episode, whereas the later half, it's just myself, Soundout, and Metal. And since it is the 50th episode, we're going to be talking about two amazing pieces of news that kind of happened over the last couple of weeks. One broke just today, at the time of recording, and then we have our awesome discussion about Create a Con. We thought for our 50th episode we'd talk about creating our own kind of dream conventions due to the fact that we are kind of planning to attend Power Morphicon, and we are trying to hype up the extent that we will be attending it in some shape or form, whether it be the main founding members of Hero Club, or other members might show up, but we still don't have any validity on which other members are showing up since it's all 50-50 past yours truly, Soundout, our friend Ben, and Projekt. Nevertheless, though, for the lit list, like I said, we got two pieces of news. Let's go with the one that is the biggest news that we actually missed, because right after we recorded last week's episode, this news broke that finally Hasbro and freaking Saban have come to terms to consolidate Power Rangers under Hasbro for, what was it, a $522 million deal, and Saban still gets to be a part of the production process for Power Rangers, even though he has no he has some creative control, but he has no liberties to completely control the process of its production. Like, he's
He's
on there as a
basically
consultant.
like the guy in the chair of Childish Gambino's This Is America who gets shot in the head.
I don't
And
think
his
I think it's more in the dexterity if he's like how Dana White is with UFC, where Dana White no longer owns it, but he's still the president kind of bullshit.
Oh, you still talk shit on Twitter? Oh, no.
Probably. So with this news breaking, I'm gonna turn it over to Soundout first, though. His whole thought process on the fact that we have, Power Rangers fully under Hasbro, like they control majority now.
I literally couldn't be happier. Because if one thing has come out from Saban Brands owning the franchise since Samurai, it's mediocrity is the standard. We're not going to push the brand, and the concept of Power Rangers will sell as long as we put the name on it. And I'm really kind of tired of that, and I'm ready for a change. I was happy when the change from Bandai to Hasbro happened, because it's brand new, and I'm happy about the change from Saban to Hasbro. Hasbro could totally screw up this franchise, and we'll never see anything beyond Beast Morphers, but I'm happy that they're not just, sitting in the same rut of nothingness and actually doing something different.
Should we petition Hasbro to have Inoue write all the Power Ranger episodes?
I mean, that already happened for Samurai, and look how that turned out.
I mean, let's get Inoue. Now it's Kobayashi. Let's not insult Inoue with that trash. Let's get the guy who wrote Fies to come in and write Fies again for Power Rangers.
Hell
Oh,
yeah!
so we can have another terrible show. Wonderful.
Listen, Fies is a wonderful show.
But
It is a magnificent show that has problems, but I still enjoy it.
Fies is a wonderful show when you factor in Kamen Rider Yongo. It's its true ending.
Fies is a wonderful show once you consider that afterwards it was all garbage.
I'm not a Heisei fan, and I'll never be a Heisei fan.
Says the guy with the crocodile avatar.
Yeah, that's technically a different era.
Technically.
Let's not bring that Neo word up in here, or we might get attacked.
I love that guy. He's like part cyborg, part plant. It's great.
No, in all fairness, there's a very much a period of time of Kamen Rider I can't stand, and that is Agito through Decade.
So more stuff you want to say about Hasbro or no?
Hasbro, do your best, but most importantly, do something different. Because I don't care if it's terrible. At least it's different.
So
right.
Get Inoue, like I said, man.
Yeah, just get Inoue. Just get Inoue. That's leading to an argument and debate that Soundout's going to bring up. I mean, not Soundout, Mucha's going to bring up when we get to the next piece of news.
Listen, man. I will spit the fire at the Toku Twitter because they're my bestest friends. But
I thought
I'm sure
I was
Twitter
gonna
secretly hates me.
I was gonna say, Mucha. I think the only ones who like you are CC Lemon and Shogo Bastard.
That's because we're part of the Belginia fan club.
If you're a part of the Belginia fan
CC
club,
Lemon because we prefer Showa over anything modern.
Oh man.
Okay, so
Also, Sentai is better than Rider.
So let me go over to Metal now.
Stop spitting facts, man.
Let me go over to Metal now to see his thought process on Saban and Hasbro.
Oh god, this would be getting toxic in here. Whew. But anyway, yeah. Basically, thank God. Basically, because even though Hayam's still technically in an executive position, it's gonna be one where he can't really ruin the product anymore. So, which is thank God.
He's in the advisory role, which means he'll say things and they can choose to listen or not.
Au contraire, my friend, he could still ruin it very much.
Oh well, that's true, but I meant more directly, essentially. Yeah, because we've been hearing that supposedly he's been wanting to offload it since Super Megaforce apparently. So make of that what you will, because in the way he is making money on it, because he sold Power Rangers as well as some other not as valuable entertainment properties like My Pet Monster, Julius Jr., etc. also to Hasbro for like 55 mil, whereas he only paid like 100 mil to get it in the first place. So basically he's making his money back as well as anything he's made over that. But what's the best way to put it? The laziness and lack of really giving a shit about it has really hurt the brand, at least in the eyes of the older fans. I mean, I can't speak for the target age range. Obviously, I'm significantly older
I
than
know kids that literally can't watch Ninja Steel because they hate it so much.
Okay, well, I'm just saying I personally can't because I don't know any in that range.
You legally can't be near them, Metal.
Hey, not that kind, but anyway. Basically, I'm just saying I can't speak to that, but yeah, it was definitely alienating older fans, just because of just horrible writing. I kind of don't want to blame the actors because they're gonna give the performance they're told to give. So I don't really blame the actors really, but the writers, definitely producers,
directors.
Yeah, pretty much, pretty much everybody. I was launch off into a tangent, but you know what? I'll just say it, and that's not even to mention, obviously, the toys. It's no secret that Bandai of America's stuff has been...
They suck.
God. Well, I was going to say god-awful, but... I wasn't exactly expecting, a one-to-one translation, maybe just with less, metal or something for the toys, but Bandai of America really cheaped down the toys a little too much, and it just got worse and worse and worse over the years. I mean, there still were a couple bright spots, there was some cleverness, with the like in Super Mega Force, where they actually did incorporate new mecha that weren't in Gokaiger, like putting a Mega Winger mode into the Ninja Storm one, and as well as making a dedicated Zeo one. Like I said, I give them props for that. But like in all, it's just been phone to make a bad pun. They've been phoning it in, which is funny because their phone changers are garbage. But as for Hasbro, like I said, it could go either way. But like I guess you could say the taste for most fans is cautious optimism, and that's kind of where I am, because I'm like, well, it can't be any worse, but hopefully it'll be better. If it's not, well, at least it's in different hands.
Good or bad, it's going to be something new.
Exactly.
Yeah, my issue with it was, like I said, with Hasbro getting the toy rights, that meant the toys could probably see a huge, vast improvement. With Hasbro already having talked to Saban to help produce and co-produce Beast Morphers before they had the full license and rights to it, meant, there would be other improvements, other production levels added to the show that we haven't seen in a long time. But now with them having full licensing and rights to it, it means there can be a vast improvement due to the fact that with Hasbro sort of like cutting back on their, live action movies, they can maybe put some of that budget they had for movies to their TV and actually make really nice, good quality, like high budget shows for all generations of Power Ranger fans, like for all ages. Like you can still make a good show, like we seen back in the day with like Time Force and Lightspeed Rescue and Lost Galaxy, and still make it that when you watch the show, it doesn't treat your audience like they're infantile babies that are still like sucking their thumb or have
It literally treats the
cognition
audience
of
like they're stupid.
language. It really does. It heavily does. Like,
It's very insulting to watch.
It's one of those things where people have said that, back in the day, like the ideal age range for Power Rangers is like 8 to 12, as opposed to the age range they seem to be shooting for nowadays, which is like 4 to 7. So yeah, they could definitely do with, shifting to like being like I'm not saying they should go like grimdark or anything, but like definitely shifting to a slightly older crowd, but not like going whole hog on it. If you know
Basically,
what
what they did is ignore the Netflix and chill crowd. It's sad. It's really sad.
like here's the thing. I wouldn't say it's the Netflix and chill crowd, because it's like you still have the age range of just like the people who still want to respectfully enjoy Power Rangers. But I'm like, well, why don't you just then go watch Tokusatsu then? Oh, you don't like reading subtitles? Well, then stop watching anime.
Stop watching anime.
They
I
need to
think
take
the
a page
Netflix and chill crew is just people who would rather sit down and watch the entire series, but nobody's even bothered to even watch an episode anymore. They just don't care anymore.
I think the biggest
They're just that defeated.
The biggest mistake was that coming out of the movie, people saw Ninja Steel on TV.
Oh yeah. Oof.
Because there was a lot of people that like there was a large chunk of people I saw that weren't into Power Rangers but saw the movie based on nostalgia, liked the movie and thought, oh hey, I'm gonna go check out the TV show, saw Ninja Steel and never came back.
How much did the movie do you think played into Hasbro getting the rights from Saban?
I think the
significantly.
colossal failure was what played into Saban wanting to sell it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That the failure of the movie was just like Saban's. Shit! I really screwed the pooch on this one.
Like he lost. I'm pretty sure he lost money on that movie.
Like we heard that
And when
Bandai
Saban
somehow
loses
got
money,
movie
he doesn't want
back.
to keep it anymore.
Like it's one of those things where like Wheelchair pointed out that even though the movie kind of flopped, the toys sold well enough to possibly open the door to a sequel, but that's kind of moot now.
This is the thing that got like misconstrued. The toys were the #1 top-selling toy line in the UK. It was nowhere near that in the US.
Well, there you go.
In the US, Toys R Us stores that are closing there was one store that had 50 T-Rex Zords, and most of the toys ended up on clearance at Target, and I think that the toys sold well enough in the UK because they got #1, but the UK also doesn't have a toy industry crisis.
UK also likes Doctor Who, so can we really judge him on value and talent?
There's that.
I mean, yeah, like
I've always said that ever since the movie came out and didn't perform super amazing at the box office, there was never a chance of a sequel. And everyone's like, oh, but the toy sales and the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah, maybe. But you didn't even make Pacific Rim money, so you're not even close to the regards of making a sequel. You got to make sure that the movie's making
a
bunch of profit, because every time a movie gets a sequel, the sequel usually makes less than the first movie. So if your first movie only barely made back its budget, you ain't getting a sequel, because that ain't going to get, if it gets less money.
And there's the one thing they're not taking into consideration is that every time Power Rangers goes over to the Asian market, which was what got Pacific Rim its money to do good, every time our shows go back to Japan or China, they're just sitting there going, why is it Zyuranger again? Because they don't understand that for America, our first Sentai was technically an adaptation of Zyuranger, and they don't quantify it because Zyuranger was one of those ones that like flopped in those areas. They're like, it wasn't that popular, it wasn't that good, it was just okay. Why does America love it?
I mean, Zyuranger lost some of the older audience, but the kids still liked it. So it's not really going to get any nostalgia. It's probably maybe it would get some nostalgia in Japan, but Japan's not really a nostalgic nation.
Yeah, no. I think with the movie as well, something that kind of bothers me about the fan base is that people are still holding out hope for a sequel, and I really have to say, I'm sorry, but you're dumb, because not only did the movie not make enough, not only did the toys not sell well enough in America, not only did it do pretty good on home video, but not enough to make a sequel. The two lead actors got signed for much bigger projects and will never turn back to Power Rangers. They're gone. Because our Red Ranger went off and got on Stranger Things 2, where he was super popular, and then he just, he ran with it and has a bunch of movie product lined up. The Pink Ranger went off and got cast as Jasmine in Aladdin.
And once you're part of Disney, there's no going back.
Still going back to Lionsgate.
Well, and plus our Yellow is actually a very big Latin music star now.
And our Black Ranger's in Aquaman, and maybe possibly playing Aqualad.
Well, looks like Autistic Billy's the odd man out.
He wasn't like anybody on Toku Twitter. I mean, what the hell? I'm looking at like the budget and what its box office return was, and it's not very good. The movie had $100 million budget, which why would you put $100 million in Power Rangers?
How would you put $100 million in and only have one fight scene?
And it only returned $142 million. And I heard from I go by the Red Letter Media standard of like for a budget you always double it because that's usually not including like the marketing and stuff.
Which this movie did not do a whole lot of marketing, so I'd say it probably did I'd say its marketing budget was probably $50 million.
And so that means it didn't even break even.
The series was already going downhill. Saban wanted to get rid of it, and the movie was its last hope, and it kind of put that nail in the coffin, and that's why we're at Hasbro now.
Which I am all for because I need something different.
We all need something different. You know what's also different? The fact that Shout Factory finally got Pre-Zyuranger Sentai on DVD while announcing that we are still getting Gal Ranger. Irony? Yeah. When did Saban sell Power Rangers to Disney? Wild Force. What's Wild Force based on? Gal Ranger.
We're going.
What's really ironic is the timing of this Jetman news.
Yeah, when Hasbro.
But also, let's remember that just a few days ago we heard about a $200 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Complete Series set with the only way to get Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
It is the 5th release of the original Mighty Morphin series on DVD. It's the exact same DVDs every single time they do this. So it's the 5th release of that, and they packaged in the movie on Blu-ray for the first time, stated there's no plans to release the movie separately, and kind of expect fans to pay $200 for the same thing again, because most people in the fandom that's going to buy something on home video already has Mighty Morphin. including me with my stupid helmet over here with everything in it. And so it was just like, I was like, this is Shout Factory's like first major blunder when it comes to the Ranger Sentai world of their releases. Another major blunder is never releasing more than one season of Transformers Robots in Disguise, but that's a topic for a different podcast. Anyways, at this point, I kind of felt like kind of down on Shout Factory because I felt like they were kind of screwing us over with the Mighty Morphin set. Fox rights or not, kind of felt like a big old middle finger, and then now Jetman news is here and everyone's happy again. So
it's like that scene from Dumb and Dumber where like Jim Carrey comes back and he's like, just when I thought you couldn't be any dumber, you come back and totally redeem yourself.
Yeah, but then the only thing that was sullied was how they had it presented to us, and we were like, really, of all people you have to announce it, you get him, the guy who sucks off Saban.
Him.
The guy who's having an identity crisis because Hasbro owns the franchise.
Oh yeah, that Mr. Identity Crisis. Yeah, do you know? Okay, do you guys know what I said?
Freebies.
Do you know what I said though when I saw freaking that person unveil the Jetman news? I was like, what, was August Rai going to sleep or something? I thought he was in your warehouse. I thought he lived there. I was
It's
like,
funny because I saw
what?
August Ragone tweet about it like a couple minutes later.
but no, but that was the joke though. I said, I'm like, what was he doing? Was he asleep on the job?
Honestly, I kind of feel like the reason why they did it this way was because they didn't have their like press materials ready for a press release, but again, they wanted that goodwill back. So
they were like, oh, you want to get goodwill? We'll just go be like, hey, MMPR Toys, we hear that you don't get anything now because Hasbro owns the rights.
Hey, Bruno.
You want
Bruno.
something? Yeah. You need something? So they're like, hey, man, go tell people about Jetman. And he's like, I barely even know what Jetman is. What is this? Is this Gatchaman?
He dresses up like a homeless man. He's at this like the headquarters of Shout Factory. He's like, please give me some news. Please.
I mean, he lost his Bandai thing too.
So did Power Morphicon, but that's a different story.
Poor Power Morphicon losing its 3 biggest sponsors, 2 because of buyouts and 1 because of horrible private equity firms.
You mean Mitt Romney. So anyways, let's just talk about the fact that we are getting Jetman. And this is the thing that I said when they announced this. I said, hell finally freezes over, but for the fans. We caused this. We kept going, hey, Shout, we want the DVDs. Go make a deal. We'll pay for them. And Shout's like, well, we really don't think you're going to buy it. Like, they get all the way to Gal Ranger. The fans are like, we want it. Let's give them a teaser that we got the rights to Pre-Zyuranger Sentai. Hey guys, that Time Ranger release has episode 51. Yeah, the flashback episode. What? And then next thing they announce, Jetman. And Inoue is like lifting up into the sky as if he's receiving the quickening.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, baby.
Like him and what is it, Wade, freaking Guy Yuki are just like lifting up, and Hirose is like, another DVD release for me, and they're looking at him like, fuck you, Hirose. He's like, no, fuck you, you shouldn't have cast me 8 fucking times in Sentai.
Hey, let's not forget that if they're gonna start going backwards, alternating with going forwards, in a few sets we'll have Turbo Ranger, which has never been fully subbed.
And don't forget, we're also gonna get 5-Man, the one series where you need lines of coke.
Yep.
I love 5-Man.
Not the one series. Come on.
Okay,
now.
there's a few others, but that's the one that I can guarantee you need the coke for.
It's not even like talk about the Metal Hero shows where you need a whole bunch of.
No, you need that for Scheider. Fucking shit.
Everybody needs that for Scheider.
But here's the funny thing is, with Jetman coming out, this is great because like a lot of people already knew of it in general. So this is something to please us. We wanted it. We love it. I mean, with Jetman, a lot of people were easily hooked and introduced to Sentai, not just through Zyuranger, Die Ranger, but it was really like Jetman was that hook. It was that hook, line, and sinker. It's literally like it's like the meme that when you look up like Zyuranger, there's the net of Griffiza or Goldar throwing the fish net on the Tyrannosaurus. That's what Jetman is. It's literally Griffiza just throwing the net on you, going, "Come here, you little shit. You're gonna go watch this." That's literally what Jetman is.
I saw an interesting thing on Twitter from Link Sarah, and she's talking about how the whole release of Pre-Zyuranger Sentai could be Shout Factory stalling, so until they have to get to the HD Sentais.
That could also be a thing because HD is going to cost them more money.
HD is going to cost them more money. It's going to have to be Blu-ray for the most part.
Yeah, and Shout Factory doesn't do a lot of Blu-ray.
I mean, they could release the newer Sentai on DVD, but Blu-ray would be better.
Yeah, it's for the HD, yeah.
And honestly, at this point,
Sentai went to HD.
Why haven't Jump been doing more Blu-rays? And it's because Toei hasn't released Blu-rays for a lot of these Sentai, so they can't do Blu-rays because there's a lot of licensing between Japanese companies and American companies. Says that, okay, well, we haven't released this show on Blu-ray, so you can only do a DVD just like us. You can't do a Blu-ray before we do. That seems to be ignored with Dragon Ball, though. But, semantics.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be
HD
incredible.
Comes around Bokenger.
Yeah,
so
Bokenger. Okay, around Dekaranger to Bokenger was when they started doing HD. But
it was Bokenger because that was when the aspect ratios got weird in Operation Overdrive, since Power Rangers was still in standard definition.
Right.
Here's the funny thing too.
There was a lot of weird cropping.
Here's another thing too, is that the first, if I recall, Sentai to be actually broadcast though in full HD on television was Shinkenger and Gokaiger. Like Shinkenger, Goseiger, Gokaiger were like
Shinkenger was the first one to be broadcast in HD because
I remember Mr. S talking about it, but like it was kind of confusing.
TVs.
Which was the period? Because Mr. S was always confusing me which one was the start of the HD broadcasts. But like overall, I really think with Jetman coming out, it's like this huge thing. We finally got something we wanted. We're getting something we're dying for. And it's so funny though seeing all these weird haters come out of the woodwork over Jetman. We're like, who are you people?
Ranger Board is a very prevalent thing in the community.
Mucha, I think this is an ongoing story with every episode you've ever been on.
What, with Ranger Board?
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that they want to kill us.
That their insistent hatred of just anything older than themselves. Like their constant hatred of Live Man is unfathomable.
How can you hate Live Man? Are you?
They hate hatred of everything. They hate literally everything.
Yeah, except for ToQger for some reason. Apparently that's
that's a weird thing. Like ToQger is not a great show. It's not a bad show. It's just a show. It's a good show, but I don't hate it, but I don't love it.
There's good aspects to ToQger. There's bad aspects to ToQger.
Yeah, it's like I was telling Soundout the other day. It's confusing.
Rokugo. Bad aspects. The other 5.
Good aspects.
He's got a point.
Zet.
Bad
aspect. Rira.
I was gonna say bad aspect. He retired.
Yeah. But just the suddenly all the haters come out because, well, as we've discussed before, the Inoue hatred is real.
Oh, there's so much Inoue hatred that I'm just like, listen here, you little shit. If I ever meet you in person, I will spike pile drive you into a freaking block of cement.
Man, I'm gonna have to hold you back at PMC, aren't I?
No, because don't forget, 2 episodes or 3 episodes ago, you did say you were probably gonna be the one to incite the actual first punch.
Oh, that's true, because someone's going to say Live Man sucks, and then they're going to be dead.
No, I'm just going to hear Live Man sucks, and then it's going to be the Die Ranger gif of freaking Hirose beating up Ryu Ranger. I'm just going to see... I'm like, oh no. Is this a... And then someone's going to... Someone's going to walk up. No, someone's going to walk up.
I've never been to a Morphicon.
No, someone's going to walk up and say, is this a JoJo reference? And then I'm going to unleash the Yutaka Hirose rapid punches.
And
basically Power Morphicon this year is going to be Fight Club because we don't have Toys R Us, Bandai, or Saban holding us back.
And then Austin St. John's trying to calm you guys down. He's like, it's over. You killed all the guys that hate Live Man and Jetman. And you're like, no, nothing is over. Nothing.
Knowing our luck, Austin St. John will take our riot as an opportunity to jump JDF.
To finish the job he wanted to finish.
Next thing, it's like all of us are getting arrested. I just look over at the cop car. Austin, I don't remember you being in the fight. Yeah, neither does Jason David Frank. Next thing, he's on the opposite side of me. Wait, why am I in the cop car with both of them?
He's like, I had to finish the job I started in Turbo.
But yeah, no, nevertheless though, like with Jetman coming out, like the doors of opportunity have been opened, and we will soon be getting all of it.
Guys, I may need to get like a separate like wall just for the Sentai DVD sets.
I just can't wait
accounting for the fact that Go Ranger's gonna be split in half.
I'm just sitting here going, I can't wait till we get to like Live Man and I can't wait till we get Bioman, and a majority of like Americans are like, why is this show so popular? And then a bunch of like Filipino people like just getting pissed off.
Yeah, I was just thinking that the Filipinos were gonna come out and going, "What you say?"
Man,
That
getting
would be-
Bioman on DVD will just like put it full circle with my Bioman folder.
Like straight up legitimate, that's gonna happen. Watch, when we get Bioman on DVD, most Americans are gonna be like, it's okay, it's not that great. Next thing, we just get invaded by Filipinos. Like, what?
What if as a bonus feature they actually uncovered the Bioman pilot?
Oh my, that would be the saving grace to that release.
Literally, Shout Factory would never be able to do any wrong from beyond then. Like, I literally could not hate them if they actually found that.
Like, I wish we could get the actual real pilot that was supposedly shot, that was not just the teaser 1 minute thing clip trailer for Galaxy Rangers. Like, allegedly there was a full episode, but they've never shown it anywhere else except the highlight reel of the first like 5 minute clip, where Mark Dacascos is a martial arts teacher, DJ from Street Fighter is supposedly a private eye, and then supposedly Trini was like a weird white girl who thought she was Kochak, always on her like little tape recorder talking about the paranormal and freaking extraterrestrials and the unknown on like a tape recorder. I'm like, okay, Kolchak, the Night Stalker, go back.
I
back
remember
to
Alpha
TV.
5 was already there.
But
How
anyway,
does Metal feel about this?
yeah, Metal, what's your thoughts on the Jetman release? Because we gotta wrap up the news portion because we almost went 40 minutes with our news discussion.
Listen,
We should
I'm
just-
back, so this is why.
We should just never edit our podcast. Let's just put them up in raw form now.
Yeah.
Oh baby,
All
I
right,
like it.
I'll keep it short and sweet. Great that we're going backwards as well as going forwards. Gal Ranger, excellent. Jetman, hells yeah. Gonna be interesting to see what this means in the long term, but you know what? It feels pretty good.
I'd say for people who haven't seen Jetman, don't listen to the haters, but also don't listen to the lovers. Just see it for yourself because I think it's worth at least
Buy the
one
DVD,
watch.
then see it for yourself.
Yeah. Support the
If
official
If
release.
Jetman sells well, we'll get other Sentai.
Exactly.
Too bad I already have the subs, so oh well. Guess I'm not buying.
Bet you're buying the DVD.
Nevertheless, let's move on to our discussion. Alright, we are on to our discussion now for this week, and we're going to be talking about why a certain anime sucks called Digimon Tri and Gundam the Origin. Yeah, we're going to be talking about those two animes.
Bitch
No, I'm
plays
kidding.
Gun of York. It's amazing.
Yeah, we're not going to be talking about anime. This is Los Ingobernables de Tokusatsu. You know this by now. We only talk anime.
It's a anime.
Yeah, no, we only talk anime when it's those random notes or when it actually is related to the material. Unlike that one
We still need to
episode.
do our podcast on why the Garo anime is better than the Toku.
Yeah, we kind of need to because that is a true statement. Because the original two installments of Garo was great, but as it went on, it did have a few issues. It did not so great.
I mean, I have trouble watching Makai Senki at times, though.
More
Or should I
Makai-
say Makai Senkyu?
Yeah, I was gonna say with Makai Senki or Senkyu, the biggest issue I think was the wait to get a new sequel, to get a new part to the saga was what killed the overall hype. Even for fans that are watching it now, they're noticing the obvious differences between the two products, I guess you would say.
There was a good 6 years between shows, and it really kind of just shows that they didn't keep the momentum going. It just kind of like tried to pick itself back up again.
Well, you can really see the age start to really amount and hit our actors. You can really see it in Koga's face and Miki Hija's face. Like you can really see age hit them.
Also,
really
there's
hard.
so much more CG.
Because it's not Garo unless they're CG. Come on now. But anyways, myself, Soundout, and Visible Ninja will be talking about dream conventions. Now we thought of this idea as you can either do a
What's
Tokusatsu
the
one.
Visible Ninja?
Oh, that guy who's around calling himself Metal Ninja now. He's a thing.
That guy who makes poor life decisions and then regrets it.
Isn't that being human?
Not always. Sometimes being human means, you have to do a self-sacrifice to save the many.
Yeah, that's gonna do you one day.
Found out that's going to be called Power Morphicon in the wine bottles.
Yeah, it's gonna have the same effect as me starting a war against Saban,
Now,
which
come
resulted
on.
in them selling the franchise.
I was going to say, come on now. The one who started the war was Hasbro, and they won, clearly.
Yes. Nah, in all fairness, I do find it funny that, like, this whole thing with Saban's legal team and, like, the copyright claim stuff happened, like, a week prior to them selling the franchise.
Which is kind of funny due to the fact that some people said it was a fake ID bot because it didn't match the normal Saban copyright legalities on YouTube.
Actually,
questionable.
The ones that, at least the one I was getting, did match the normal Saban copyright.
I remember, like, the one guy who started an argument with you was saying that it was a fake, but honestly, the one you got was the real one, and everyone else had the fake one that was going around.
Right, like there was like the real Saban bot was using the because they changed the YouTube channel from Saban's Power Rangers to Power Rangers, and so what it did was that the copyright bot was saying, like, oh, you had content from this other channel called Saban's Power Rangers, which is the original name. And the thing is, even though you change your name on YouTube, it will still always be in the system as defaulted as the original
content creator, content producer, content.
Yeah, the original name. The original name will always be there. So if I, like, suddenly change my name to, like, Model Kit Monday instead of just Soundout 12 because I just give up on Sentai videos, then it would still say Soundout 12 in their system.
But because it was changed, that's why the claims were going out to a lot of people randomly.
Exactly.
So it was more or less not legal, but actually YouTube financial and schematics and overall programming that really hit everyone. But anyways, what we're talking about this week for our 50th episode, we want to talk about dream conventions. Now, the idea first started was you can either do anime, since, you know, quite a lot of people in Tokusatsu have been voice actors for animes, or you can just do a straight-up Tokusatsu event, or a mix of bit of both. And we did have a bit of rules, because we wanted to have it that you can either have a small guest list, like there are some Tokusatsu cons, there are some regular cons, where they only have maybe 5 to 12 guests, or they're, you know, elaborate conventions where they have 10 to 30, you know, stuff like that. So we went out there and we at least tried to think of some guidelines so you could at least get a maximum of 30 guests if you chose. And these are the rules that we have stated. I know Soundout seen my rules, and I know Metal seen my rules, so they at least gave me the okay for this. You can have 2 to 4 people that were in the staff, which we mean it can be directors, producers, writers, designers, and composers. You have to have 3 to 5 actors, specifically from Showa era Tokusatsu, if it's just exclusively Tokusatsu. There are 4 to 6 actors from the Heisei era. Now, this can be no matter what, as long as it's in the Heisei era. That means you have your 90s Godzilla films, you have your late 80s to 90s Sentai to present, you have your common writers from Kuga to now, or whatnot. As long as they're in the Heisei era, you know, mostly known for Heisei roles. If it's still a Showa character, you know, actor rolled over, that's still technically your Showa actor, you know, it doesn't really matter. Then you have 3 to 5 voice actors, you know, specifically voice actors, mostly, you know, because there are a few guys who did double as both throughout, I would say, Showa to early Heisei. And I think even now some people are kind of rolling over, at least with the Sentai actors themselves. They're moving into voice acting roles rather than just, you know, fading out of existence and going into obscurity. You can have at least 3 to 5 of the suit actors. You can also invite 2 to 5 American actors, and you can include a 3 to 7 honorable mention list for indie producers, cosplayers, or artists that you would want to feature at this event that you're having. You don't necessarily need to have a name for your convention, just in case you ever got the money for it and you wanted to create it yourself. So we don't want to have, you know, someone steal your idea or name. So, like I said, Visible Ninja or Soundout, would either of you like to go first with this format of choice?
I'll let Visible Ninja go first.
Of course you would. Of course you would.
Well, yeah, and then the other list was as Visible Ninja mentioned as a joke before, they should be living. So it can't be your actual dream one, resurrecting people from the grave like you're a necromancer.
Oh, there goes out. Well, that just removes my idea of Necronomicon.
There goes Twee Trang.
That means literally Soundout would be resurrecting stronger Shishi Ranger.
Necronomicon.
Okay. All right. Starting off, again, I don't have a huge one, but I do have a little bit for each category.
Your bare minimum has to have.
I have.
Like I said, that's your bare minimum.
Like I said, I have, like I said, a little bit from each category. So, And I'm not very good with names, so I might just use character names. So apologies. But for the production side of stuff, I have a few written down, but I'll probably narrow that down a little further and probably go with two of the most notorious writers in modern tokusatsu, them being Yatsuko Kobayashi and Inoue. Just because, well, I would A, like to meet them, and B, just kind of hear like their thoughts and their thought processes for writing, especially when it comes to certain stories and series. I didn't really have any like designers or composers or anything. Directors wise, the only one I'd really like to meet is probably Sakamoto, just because, he's worked so much on both sides of, the Pacific, as well as, in Riders, with Power Rangers and Ultra, so it'd be kind of interesting to do. As for Showa era, of course, you got to go with Segata Shachiro himself, Hiroshi Fujioka, since he does know English. He actually is a licensed SAG actor in America, so that's kind of interesting. And you know what? Like I said, he is Segata Shachiro, and he is Kamen Rider Ichigo. So, boom, boom. Other Showa era, unfortunately, since the no Necro rule means I can't bring back Nick Adams, unfortunately.
That would be one glorious bastard.
Yeah. But I would like to bring back, his number one bae.
Oh, well, she's alive, so we don't have to worry about bringing her back.
I know.
God,
and her name's escaping me right now.
Kumi Mizuno.
Because I have her character name down, but...
Kumi Mizuno.
What's her name?
Like 3 times.
Wheelz.
I said her name 3 times. Didn't you hear me?
Oh, Kumi Mizuno. Okay, that's right. Oh, God, yeah. Kumi. When it comes to Showa, I really, I guess we'll throw in, OG Ultraman in there, since he's always good. Plus, he was...
Susumu Kurobe.
Yeah, Susumu Kurobe. And technically for the Heisei, I'd bring his daughter over, because she was Reina. So
yeah, that's a good choice. I think they would at least do a travel package together, since she doesn't do that much nowadays.
Yeah, definitely do that. But like I said, that's I mostly go by actor, like my character names. I'm very bad with actor names, especially Japanese ones. So
don't worry.
Again, apologies.
When I edit in the photos of these actors, I can at least include the list, either on the video or in the description.
Yeah, like I said. As for Heisei, like I said, daughter of Ultra, essentially. Obviously, we got to bring over Miki Sagusa, because she's only recently started doing conventions again, and it would be great.
Yeah, she's doing this year's G Fest, which will be her second one since 2000.
Yeah, so it'll be great to see her again, even though she is older, but you know what, she signed some stuff, probably has some interesting stories. The other, I'd probably say the one, another Heisei one I'd really want, again, I'm thinking more kaiju, and again, I do not know her name, would be the actress who played Belvira in the Rebirth of Mothra movies.
Oh yeah, I can't think of her name either, and yet I have a shit ton of her photo books.
That's what I'm saying, because
I cannot remember her name. I'm drawing a blank here. Because I was not expecting
Again,
this,
I would like to get her.
I was hoping you would write down actors' names, so it'd be easier for me to search them.
No, I just jotted down some character names, and Belvira, Rena, and yeah, I really should have, because I kind of just dashed this list off very quickly and then left it until now. So
for some reason, when I searched Belvira, do you know what showed up?
What?
Were you searching for Miki Sagusa? And I was like, no.
No, that's other Heisei Bay, but
her name is Akihano.
Akihano. Okay, yeah. Or really, I guess any of the Mothra fairies that are still with us, would be kind of cool too. Not necessarily ones from the Rebirth trilogy, maybe even the 2 that were in Tokyo SOS, or or the Heisei, Cosmos.
The Cosmos, the Cosmos or Shobinju or whatever you want to call them, because they have so many names.
Because I think the Peanuts are no longer with us, so.
I think, the last twin that was still alive died a couple of years ago.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't think the Peanuts were still with us, so. No OG fairies, but we can get some fairies, basically. And I mean, there's a lot of Heisei actors, but that's why I mostly stuck to Kaiju, because there's so many, Rider actors, Sentai actors. Thinking more this side of the pond, there's a lot of Power Rangers actors, so I'll probably just leave those to other people. Voice actors, like I said, this one was kind of hard too, because there's quite a few Toku actors who are also voice actors now. So, and apparently one of them, our Lord and Savior, Galileo Baldwin, aka Mask, aka Vader is basically coming over here. So Mega Blue. So I was probably put him in on as an honorable mention, I guess, since I didn't really think about him. But I'll be perfectly honest, my two were really just down to, it was pretty much down to, MAO.
But that would count as Heisei actor, because she hasn't
done... no, but...
I'd say if she started doing more Tokusatsu than she did as,
Well,
Luca,
no, but
then
she's
yeah.
also... okay, well, I still have Heisei spots, so there you go. Or Mao Ichimichi, which is what she goes by when she does live action acting. Or
yeah, because Mega Blue has done more as a voice actor nowadays than he has as actual Tokusatsu.
Mm-hmm. And the only other one I can think, I'm probably gonna other than voice actors, like I said, there's big ones, there's your Shinichi Ikeda, there's your Toru Fuyas, but I would like to bring over Kenichi Suzumiya. Because, well, he was Ryutaros in Den-O, Shin Asuka in Sea Destiny. He's done, a crap ton of other works. So I would actually really like to, get him over here. Because, maybe, talk about, Ryutaros, maybe, some Shin, these various other roles. Because he's done, a lot of stuff. So, yeah. Suit actors, I'm less kind of into the world of suit acting, so I don't really know if I have anything to put in on there. American stroke. Here's a question, because I actually have a few I have a few Australian, New Zealand actors. Would those count for American actors?
The term I meant for American actors meant, did they appear on American Tokusatsu? Did they appear on Power Rangers? Did they appear on Mask Rider? Did they appear on VR Troopers? Did they appear in Dragon Knight?
Okay, because I actually do have a few. One of them
are they
would
literally
be...
the one that I chose that I'll talk about when we get to him, who wasn't
anyways,
Tokusatsu, but he is from what is it? He's a gaijin.
Okay. Well, anyways, I'll just quickly go through here. One of them would be Sarah Joy Brown, who was Caitlin Starr on VR Troopers. Always was a fan of hers. Including, a shitty Lifetime movie where she played the friend of a woman who's being brutalized by her husband, but that's neither here nor there. Another one I'd love to bring over is Rhoda Modimator, of course, who was Rose on Operation Overdrive. Probably one of the few good things about that show, since, she is legitimately, lovely. And the only other American actor that I personally would really like to meet, this is kind of sad, it's Kelson Henderson, because he's an awesome guy. Very versatile and, kind of goofy, but you know what? He gets work, and, he's pretty good at playing the goofy character, so I actually wouldn't mind meeting him either. So, and that's about it for me. My slapdash list that I should have put together better.
So Soundout, do you have a choice yet of what you have for your list, since you completely forgot to, since a car blew up?
Yeah, car blows up, kind of throws your whole plans out the window, but I do have a list of people for guests. You ready?
Try me.
All right, so first up, let's see, we're doing crew type positions, behind the camera, behind the scenes work, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, composer time. Kotaro Nakagawa, Kosuke Yamashita, and Toshihiko Sahashi. They've done a lot of Toku, especially in the modern era, and they've done a lot of collaborative work, so I think it'd be kind of fun just to kind of have them together as a trio of composers at a convention. Moving on to other creative talent, obviously, we need the one, the only Keita Mamiya, because that guy has influenced things in the writer, Sentai, Metal Hero, and Garo worlds, so he kind of covers a lot of Toku there, just in general, because he's done a lot of work in a lot of different positions, which is pretty cool. Other than that, I think that pretty much is it on that side of the convention. Now, looking at, we want to do voice actors. Should I go to voice actors first?
Let's go wherever you want.
Okay, voice actors, Hironobu Kageyama and Ichiro Mizuki, because they've both done voices for Toku. Specifically, Hironobu Kageyama has been voicing Zaruba for the last 13 years. And Ichiro Mizuki has not only done like voice work for Sentai, he's also done on-screen appearances, such as in Go Busters, in addition to doing like a bunch of songs for it. He also was the Poseidon Orc in Gao Ranger. Let's not forget that. So anyways, those two I think would be fun because they're well-known musical artists as well as actors that they've done Toku themes, and they've also been in Toku. I think that would be kind of like a new angle to bring in just to the world of a convention. I think that would be really fun. Other voice actors to bring into this con would be Mitsuru Miyamoto, because he is most famously Roger Smith of Big O, but he's currently voicing Dogranio Yaboon in Lupin Ranger versus Pazza Ranger. So it's kind of fun is that you can kind of have him coming from this, great voice acting experience and coming into Toku for essentially the first, or at least to Sentai for the first time, which I think that'd be super fun. I think the voice actors make like the best guests at conventions. But yeah, he's done a lot of anime work, but he's done a little bit of Toku here and there. But it's been very limited. Actually, no, literally his only Toku has been Lupin Ranger versus Pazza Ranger. So there's that. But in other voice actors, we would probably go with, because this one crosses over into two different worlds, as I'm trying to remember his name. Here we go. Masakazu Morita, who is most famously in the Toku community. He was, of course, Tenjiro Bano in Kamen Rider Drive, which was for the majority a voice role, but was also an on-screen role for a bit, which was pretty cool. He also Debo Tanabanata for Juden Sentai Kyoryuger, as well as being a prolific voice actor who's done work for Tiger and Bunny, Dragon Ball as Whis. He has been in Gundam. He has been in Saint Seiya. He has been all over the place. So it kind of like bridges that nice little Toku anime gap pretty nicely. So that is my picks for voice actors. Now we get into the fun part. Now we get to show actors. Can anyone guess what my show actors are going to be?
Mostly writers.
Yeah, I figured.
You'd be surprised because I actually decided to get like a little bit of a mix here.
Ooh.
First and foremost, it is a writer who has also been in Sentai, Hiroshi Miyauchi, because
wow,
he's been.
I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, V3.
Oh no, really?
Kamen Rider V3, Hour Ranger, Big One, Narcotics Officer Go Tachibana. He's also been Space Sheriff Allen. He's been the head of department Shisusuke Masaki. He's been Chief Counselor Naoyuki Miura. He's also been Toei Tachibana, as well as, of course, his most iconic role, singing a song in Winspector. Anyways, point is the dude's been in V3X, Go Ranger, Stronger, Jacka, Zubat, Spider-Man, Skyrider, Gavan, the Zaycross Special, Winspector, Soul Brain, Exceed Draft, O-Ranger, Gao Ranger vs. Super Sentai, Kamen Rider the First, Gokaiger, Goseiger, Super Sentai 199 Hero Battle, and O's Deno All Riders, Let's Go Kamen Rider. So he's got probably one of the most prolific Toku careers in that he hasn't done a whole lot outside of Toku. And I don't think he's done anything outside of Toei, but he's done so much that it really would be great to have him at a convention, because I think he would just cover so many bases, and he's so prolific in what he does that, you really can't go wrong there. So, I'd also like to see Naoya Makoto, who is, of course, none other than Aka Ranger. But we all know him more importantly, as the philosopher Akugai from the Abba Ranger movie. His iconic role that will never be forgotten as being the one where people were like, hey, it's Aka Ranger.
But yet it's also the one where they forget it because not many people have watched the Opera Ranger movie.
Also, Daisuke Shima, who was Red Falcon in Live Man. He would be pretty cool, I think, because he's one of those iconic actors who's done...
Wait, what year did Live Man... was 88, so was that still Showa, or was it now Heisei?
Yeah, it ended just before Showa.
Yeah, it's still Showa, because Heisei era began in early 89.
Like a week after Black RX premiered.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't sure. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Black RX is technically Showa because it just barely slipped in.
It began in the Showa era.
Yeah, because like everyone's... Because like the problem why I always screw this up is because of 84 Godzilla, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's always like the problem, but yeah.
So I normally think that anything that's 84 and onwards is Heisei, but it's actually 89.
Mm-hmm.
Like 88,
Yes.
89. So okay.
So the people that keep saying that Shinzeto and Jay are Soro writers need to like get the hell out.
I mean, they are show writers because of the sake of the bullshit of that it was still written by Ishinomori, but they're Heisei writers. But yeah, it's confusing.
Like they're Heisei because of the era. So anyways, moving on from there, we have Joji Nakata, because he was, for me, I think my favorite role of his was Great Professor Bias of Live Man, but he was also the voice of Azal. He was the villain in the Live Man tribute episode of Gokaiger, and of course he was Cowler of Flashman. So he's had kind of a nice little career. The other reason why I'd be picking this many Live Man actors is specifically because it is Live Man's 30th anniversary. So, like I mentioned, hypothetically, what's happening this year, you'd want to get as many people in as you could, including Megumi Mori because she's beautiful.
And just like Kamen Rider V3, she'd probably be the one you'd have to pay the most for.
Right, but you'd also probably be able to get Kazuhiko Nishimura, Yellow Lion, to kind of finish the trilogy of Live Man actors. Because really, who cares about Black Bison and Green Side that much?
Fuck them.
Yeah, we can't afford all of them. But yeah, I mean, this guy, like, on top of that, he was in Mask Man as well as, reappearing in Gokaiger. He was apparently going to be Kamen Rider Black at one point. And he would also be Ghost's father in Kamen Rider Ghost. And I think there is just one more Live Man actor that I want to bring up.
It's probably the one on my... It's probably the other Live Man actor on my list.
It's very, very possible that it's Yutaka.
It's so very possible that it's the Lord and Savior.
Yep, and I think I'll let you explain him further. I think I had one more technical show. Yeah, Tetsuro Kurata, because Kamen Rider Black.
Yeah, you're gonna love my list of people. Soundout. It's gonna be kind of ironic when we get to mine.
Moving on to Heisei. You ready for the most obvious thing I could ever say?
Joe Odagiri.
Yumi Kinoshita. Jasmine. Also, because she's done work in Toku for other series such as Double and Forza.
Next, you're gonna say the other two are gonna be now Nagasawa and Magic Pink.
Nope, I'm not a cheap bitch. Noboru Kaneko.
Oh, so you're not Projekt.
Nope, Noboru Kaneko, of course, is...
Damn it, I'm wishing I put Now on my list now. Oh, well.
Galred.
Okay, so what were you saying, Soundout? Because, you just died after Soundout.
Galred.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah, Galred. We need that Gal. We need that Gal! Because he's already been to America twice. Gal! Gal! Gal!
Yep, so Galred, and now we move into what I like to call me just being really, really picky with how I want to pick characters. So, are you all ready for this?
Unfortunately.
As I realize I need to order some, okay, I gotta order more Yudo figures in a minute. But anyways,
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, Series 2 went up. Anyways, Back to the list. Yasue Sato. Do you know who she plays? The answer is the most important Tokusatsu character of all time.
God damn it, it's on my list too.
Guest character from Gao Ranger Fire Mountain
Yeah.
Wars.
Guest character. The greatest character that Soundout didn't recognize, even when I said who it was.
Yes, Jabi from Garo. And just because we like to double book these booths to make sure we can save on space, let's get Mary Matsuyama here to be, paired up as she was Rekka. So we just have here's your Makai Priestess table, and there you go. You're good to go. Moving forward, this is we're really just gonna be picking out of my brain right now. Ryosei Konishi, none other than Saejima Koga, Garo, and we also want Rei Fujita because he was Zero, and again you can combo booth them, save space at the convention hall. And let's see, lastly, very end of this whole train here, I'm trying to remember why I have this tab open. Give me a second here. I'm going to figure this out. Why do I have this person open? Okay, yeah. This one is actually from the voice actor category that totally got skipped, and I apologize. But this is Ai Orikasa. Now, you may not think that's a name you should know, but you should know that her most famous work and the most iconic role ever was the Japanese dub voice of Jessica Rabbit.
Soundout, are you just talking about goddamn Zero's necklace?
Yes, because there's another reason why I'm bringing her up.
Because she's a
Not only
thought.
Zero's necklace, but she's the voice of Luckiro from Kyoryuger.
Oh, you know what that means. She's what's-her-face from
Yes.
Tenchi Muyo.
She's also Quattro Bravo winner.
And she's also Pinocchio from one of the episodes of Ultraman Taro.
Yeah.
Or I shouldn't say Pinocchio, Piccolo. Alien Piccolo.
Also Jessica Rabbit.
That makes sense if you've seen Tenchi Muyo.
I haven't, so, It was real big anime voice actress that has done a lot of work for Toku in the form of a character that will never die, Luckiro. And let's wrap this whole thing up with one last actor, Hiroyuki Watanabe. Because how could you not?
Yeah, because how could you not sound out? It's only like you just discovered this guy's real roles until Garo.
It was the Garo that made me realize how many things I've seen him in. Including that one time I watched Batman Returns in Japanese. This man has been Batman in addition to being Garo's father, in addition to being Commodore Gao, in addition to being in the best Godzilla movie ever, in addition to being in probably some Ultraman thing that I don't care about. Yeah, there it is. Gaia.
Yeah, well, Guy is actually one of the best-known Ultramen outside of TaJa.
There you go. That is the story of my convention.
Alright, so now I'm not going to be like Soundout, who's just fluffing up Garo as if he's Keith Justice, because that's what Soundout really was doing.
You know that I'm just doing that because it's a good year for Garo and the fact that there was an anime.
Yeah, that's pretty much only the real reason.
Hey, I was fluffing up Live Man pretty good too.
Don't worry, I'm going to fluff it even better.
Good.
Ish. No, I'm not.
Fluff Live Man so Bandai will give us stuff.
Hey, I want more Jetman stuff and Live Man stuff, but they're not really committing on the Jetman stuff, even though they showed scans of it earlier.
Well, we gotta buy more Yudo figures to make this happen.
No, Yudo figures aren't gonna fucking help us. It's just gonna get us more Patoren shit.
Yeah, I know. I want more Lupin Ranger, Battle Ranger stuff.
Nevertheless, let's go into mine. All right,
So I
so
just order this and throw it in my boo order.
just do it and regret it later, like Visible Ninja does that Godzilla monster art.
I'll just sell my extras to Darkon.
Or you could just give him the
Exactly.
wheelchair 21. All right, so my roster. All right, let's do this right. All right, so for my staff, you're gonna probably hear some names we already heard before, but I need Keita Amamiya. You know, he's best known for doing several of the late Showa writers. He's also known for being a part of, Live Man, Jetman, and a few other Sentais from the late 80s and 90s. He was the director and I think helped design elements to the 94-95 Hokkaido movie, as well as the, baby daddy to Garo. Then you got his good buddy Toshiki Inoue, who is a prolific anime and tokusatsu writer. People will remember him for doing the adaptation for Yu-Gi-Oh! Zero, and also doing the majority of the Death Note anime adaptation. But for Tokusatsu fans, they will remember him for doing stuff like Five Man, Jetman to Die Ranger. You have Time Ranger, Agito to Kabuto, as well as working with Amamiya with his other brainchild that I think didn't really get so successful, Shogeki Go Raigon, which it's a small time tokusatsu that, like I said, I think that one just like fell off the face of the earth because it didn't pick up with, the natural audience that it was geared towards. And then we need to have that one badass composer, Eiji Kamamura, who did Kamen Rider Black, Die Ranger, and he's done a few other tokusatsus. I just can't think of the other ones right now at this time. But those are like the two that really stand out for a lot of people, especially around my age, because those are tokusatsus we've had since like forever fan subbed on the internet, and we have one of those officially released here in North America through Shout Factory. And it's kind of a good thing to have all three of those guys together, especially because Inoue and Amamiya and Eiji Kamamura have worked, together in some shape or form. For Showa actors, now, one of these guys is technically a Showa actor because, as Soundout reminded me, mid 80s is actually still a part of the Showa era, where I always forget that because of Godzilla 84. But we'll save him for the Heisei because that's where a lot of his more prolific roles started showing up around that time, following, his first inaugural roles. So we got Showa, Kenji Oba. Kenji Oba is one of those guys where he has done it all practically. He's been your suit actor, he's been your on-screen actor, he's been a secondary character, he's been a protagonist of a series, he's mentored characters. He's been in Kill Bill, yes. So he's already been to America at least a couple of times for conventions and screenings and whatnot. And really reason why I wanted to have him was the fact that like he's one of those character actors where he's versatile, where I could throw him on almost every panel possible when you see how I laid this out. Because with Kenji Oba, like I said, he was a suit actor. He was the original Aka Ranger suit actor. Then, he became, what was it, Denji Blue in Battle Kenya before becoming Space Sheriff Gavin, so on and so forth, and several other roles since then. Next character I want to go to is Tetsuro Kurata, Kamen Rider Black. He's worked with Amamiya, he's worked with Inoue, he's worked with Kamamura, so you can kind of see what's going to happen a little bit later on in this listing of ideas of guests. Then I also have two legendary Ultraman actors, Susume Kurobe, who was also in Kamen Rider Black for at least the first 20 episodes, and then you have Koji Moritsugu, who is Ultra 7. Now, the reason I wanted these two together is because, like, every time I see them in Japan doing an event, they're, like, inseparable. They're, like, always next to each other, and if Susumu Kurobe isn't there, Moritsugi's either paired up with Jiro Dawn or Ultraman Leo's actor. Like those four actors, like, really pal it around, so it's like, if you're going to bring one, you should at least bring one more with you when it comes to the Showa era Ultras. Now, we're going into Heisei, so I guess I'll go with that one guy who was Showa, but I included him in the Heisei actors, Yutaka Hirose. Yutaka Hirose is a man's man. He was a suit actor, well, he was trained to be a suit actor and stunt actor, but he wanted to do both. He wanted to be one of those hands-on physical action heroes, and he thought that Tokusatsu would be his way to get there. That means he's been in several Sentais. He's been in one Rider series and was originally supposed to be the lead, like Soundout said, of Kamen Rider Black. But from what we remember and recall, the company actually thought he would be too remembered as his villainous roles in previous shows, such as what was it at the time? Was it Flashman, his first role? Yeah, it was like Flashman, I think, right?
Yeah.
As Lee Wanda. And so, like, that was one of the reasons, was like around the time it was one of those issues, was that like they kind of weren't sure what to do with him because they thought he might be too remembered as Lee Wanda. So they were like, nah, we're just going to, not make you black and yada yada yada. So then eventually he went to Live Man and he became, oh god, what was his character again in Live Man? I don't remember the name of his character. Kemp, right? Yeah, because it was Lee Wanda then Kemp. And then following that, he did like a lot of the early 90s series. He was Tronza's full form as just Tronza, because it was like Tron, then Tronza. Then we seen him again in Die Ranger as freaking our badass Jin Matoba. But it was one of those things where every time Yutaka Hirose is brought into a tokusatsu, he was made to kind of fluff up and establish your Red Senshi. He was made to be the foil for your Red Senshi of that series. And if he wasn't the foil for your Red Senshi, he was going to do his best to piss off the second in command, whoever that may be. That's where I'm going to next with Toshihide Wakamatsu, because in Jetman, when Hirose wasn't bothering Ryu, he was screwing with Guy all the time. And I thought, why don't we bring those two together? Because we got Keitai Amamiya there and Inoue, so it's like, why the hell not, have at least two Jetman actors if we have the director and the goddamn writer here. Then the next two characters are from a little bit of a later Sentai, just a couple of years down the road. This guy called Teruyuki Ogawa and Satomi Hirose. Yeah, no relation to Yutaka Hirose, but this is actually Sasuke and Tsuruhime from Kaku Ranger. One of the other reasons why I wanted Ogawa to be here, which was, Ninja Red Sasuke, is because I really love him as Ryuga, Bull Black, in Gingaman, so I wanted to have him, and I kind of just wanted to have a actual Kaku Ranger more than bringing over Saya's actress, just because, I don't think enough people give Kaku Ranger enough love. I always hear people talking more about Gingaman.
Needs to watch it.
Yeah, but no, what I'm saying is a lot of people don't seem to love Kaku Ranger that much, so I wanted to give some Kaku Ranger love there and have them brought over. And then my last two Heisei actors, technically I'm referring them as Heisei because, most of his roles were, Gaia. He was in freaking Garo. He was in freaking Den-O. He's done a few other programs. Hiroyuki Watanabe. Like, I want him. I've always liked this guy when I've seen him in the Gamera movies, in the Garo franchise, in Ultraman, in Den-O, in Godzilla GMK. So it was like, I wanted to have him, and I could have him be a part of a Garo panel if need be, since I already got Amamiya here. And then I wanted Yasu Sato just because, plot twist, she's done, like, almost as many tokusatsus as Hiroyuki Watanabe. I mean, she's been in Sentai, she's been in Ultraman, and she's been in Garo, and I think she was at least in one other thing, but I can't think of it right now what she's been in. She was like in one of the other lesser-known tokus. And that was what I had for my Heisei actors. Like, I would have thought I was going to have some writer guys. Like, I even thought of having Rei Fujita, but also including his band Dusts to come over, Dusts, or whatever you want to pronounce it as, and have them come over and perform if I would do that as a musical act. But I was like, if I was to do a convention, go small, get a musical act for the second one. For voice actors, I actually went with Joji Nakata because while he is great Emperor Bias from actual Live Man, the idea was, since he's done more voice acting roles, I could actually have him there and be present as, the O's driver, as Rosho from Gaim, as Azald from Ju Oger, or Megatron from, what was it, Transformers Cybertron, but I think, it's listed as Galaxy Force for that series. He was also in the 2005 Blood Plus series as Ashmal Goldsmith. He's been in so many other animes, and ironically enough, like, he's been with Yutaka Hirose in Live Man. He's also been in Yutaka Hirose in Brave Command Dagwon, which was a Brave series, nonetheless. Yeah, Soundout, they've been in a Brave series together. Think about that.
Oh, Brave.
Yeah. And then I also need to have Masaki Terasoma. And now people are going to be like, wait, why is Quinteros there? Because a lot of people forget he's also the voice actor for Shadow Moon. And who's here? Kamen Rider Black. I'm doing a Black and a freaking... I'm doing a Black and technically a Garo, and just... I'm doing, like, that era of tokusatsu that everyone loves. I'm doing your nice 90s, and I'm giving you some Garo. Late 80s, early 90s, and giving you a shit ton of Garo. Right there. It's the ultimate package if you like edgelord stuff. Like, this is literally the tokusatsu edgelord convention. Think about it, right, Soundout? You get the best of all of it. And then my last voice actor is, since I got Tsusume Kurobe and I got Koji Moritsugu, why don't I get, Kira freaking Yagami, Light Yagami, Kira. I almost said Kira Yamato, and I'm like, no, that's not what we want. We don't want that. We want Light Yagami, Mamoru Miyano, better known as Ultraman Zero, father and son. Boom. We got some great, tension there where we can at least do a couple of panels between all these actors interacting with each other. other stuff somewhat, and that'd be great. For suit actors, since I'm already doing a Black thing, you can already expect that Jiro Okamoto is going to be there because he is the suit actor of Black RX. Okamoto even states that his role as Black defined his entire career, even as of now. Like, he was already doing suit acting, but when he got the role of Black as the lead suit actor, that has stayed with him, like, his entire life, to the extent when they always are, like, going, oh, we're going to do a superhero Tizen movie, or we're going to do another movie, and we're going to bring in the Black suit. And Jiro's like, no one's going to get in that suit except for freaking me. Like, he will fight a man for it. He will fight you for it. Like, I expect, like, this guy, like, even when he retires, they're gonna be like, oh, we're gonna bring back Black, and here's Jiro, going, nope, no one's getting in that suit but me. Like, he will fight a bitch till he dies. And then I'm gonna mention two guys that we've seen before. We've seen them at Power Morphicon. We've seen them at stuff like G-Fest. We've seen them just all around. Hirofumi Fukuzawa, who's done several Sentai roles. I think he's been Tyranno Ranger. He's been a lot of the Red Senshis in Japan. And then we have Tetsumu Kitagawa, who's done Sentai work. He's done work in Godzilla. And he's an overall, really fit, awesome suit actor who we've seen, all across America. Then another guy is, I would say he's sort of a newer suit actor. Like, at least his relevance, like, people know of who he is, mostly due to Crunchyroll, and that is Hideyoshi Iwata, who is, like, Tsuburaya's current lead suit actor for their division. Like, practically in every show they've made thus far, he's been their lead Ultraman suit actor. It's kind of like how, what's his name for Rider? Takaiwa or whatever? Seiji Takaiwa is for Rider, how he is literally all of the Heisei Riders except for Kuga, pretty much. Hideyoshi Itawa's been, like, Ginga, he's been X, he's been Orb, he's been Jeed, he's going to be Rosso, so that means whoever was, I think, Victory is going to play Blue. So he's been in the suit, and we've actually seen him on screen as Alien Zena. Now, we didn't actually hear his voice, because I think one of the reasons they have it that he doesn't, talk on screen wasn't just because of the character. Well, it's because of, like, I think they're just trying to find a way so people don't realize he's actually the guy in the suit, maybe. I don't know for sure, but Awada is, their Takaiwa, And for American, acts or actors, I feel like Mark Musashi, because before he did Garo and a few other, like, Toku, like, small roles in Tokusatsu, he was, over here doing a lot of action movies, working with stuff like King Kosogi when he got his break here in America, other actors that we know. So I'd include Mark Musashi as American. We have Matt Mullins and Stephen Lunsford from Kamen Rider Dragon Knight. And then last, I'd have to choose Ruben Langdon from B-Fighter Kabuto, just because he's done video game, he's done, I think, some voice work, and, overall, he's like a guy who just goes to cons to chill, meet fans, because people don't expect that, he's also the motion capture for his character in Devil May Cry, which I think is Dante. I always confuse him and Dan Southworth's character. I always switch which one's which. Like, I one time
Dan
thought...
Southworth is Virgil.
Yeah, I sometimes forget, and I thought he's Dante and Langdon's Virgil. Like, I switch the two about sometimes. And then I guess honorable mentions would I'd try to get at, like, indie acts like Michi Yamato, Samurai Action, Bueno, Garage Hero, artists like Matt Frank, writer like Kyle Higgins of Boom, like some of the what I'm saying, like the guys who do like the stuff that people don't necessarily go out and search of. So it'd give them a medium in the stage to hang out. Like maybe one year I'd even try to get like the guys who worked on Bima Satria Garuda, since it is technically a professional tokusatsu outsourced by Indonesia hired Toei to work with them to do this series with. So it'd be like maybe get Garuda, or bring people from Grand Caesar, Ryu Kendo, or even the China like questionable asterisks, like bootleg ones that everyone like shits on all the time, like Armor Hero. Because I watched Armor Hero. The action's not that bad. The storytelling could use some work. So yeah, I'd probably bring in like international acts if I ever got like a convention after that. But I'd want you can't just bring in these lesser known tokusatsu series unless you use already established ones to get attention out there. You need to use like those hard hitting mid 80s, early 90s shows. You need to use your hook with the Heisei Riders, and you need to hope that people will attend, and then you can continue. And I feel like with what I did was I wanted to center around Amamiya, so I put Garo, I put Jetman, and I threw in Kamen Rider Black, and then I was like, all right, and here's a couple of Ultraman, because there is that weird like niche group that we always talk about. Soundout is like not just Ultraman, but we see that in a lot of the writer and Sentai groups is like they're only like attracted to one specific toku, and they don't care about the other. So it's like, how do you get those people to also come out? So it's like you got to get like your bases covered, so you can get these guys to want to get out of their houses to meet these people for who knows what. But yeah, nevertheless though, like I think that's our lists, and I think if anyone else has anything to say about dream conventions, go right ahead. I mean, like not about your list, but like just thoughts of like having a cool tokusatsu convention where more actors that weren't just Sentai or Power Ranger based were at, because like we don't really have that here. I mean, they're trying, like Scott Zillner is trying that with Japan World Heroes, which will be, I'm guessing, next year following this Power Morphicon. So I wonder, like, what's going to happen after the first one's initial success, or if he's going to do it again. Like, I'm guessing he must be, if he's keeping a Facebook page open for it.
I guess so. I mean, Morphicon's kind of a complicated business. It's a whole other podcast.
Damn right. Damn right, especially with Hasbro and the buyout. All right, so before we wrap up real fast, anyone want to talk about the things they have ordered or the things that are coming in the mail if they have any things? Visible Ninja, would you like to go first?
No, you know why.
Yes, I do. Soundout, would you like to talk about anything that's coming in the mail from any of your orders?
Let's see. Should I just talk about my Miami box I got recently?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So anyways, I recently got an Miami box, which made me really confused because the shipping fee was 5,200 yen. And at the time, I was like, man, I bet they put like a mile of paper in this box. And then I got the box, and I was like, yep, there's a mile of paper in this box. And that was kind of annoying. But I got a lot of stuff. The thing was that until the shipping rate hit, I actually was like keeping it under $80 while still getting a lot of things. So I bought my first Lupin Ranger versus Pato Ranger Deluxe toy, which was Machine Biker, which I can already say is the lamest of the trigger machines. Only because its gimmick is cool in the show with the yo-yo effect, but the toy does not pull it off well at all. It just kind of like flops out.
It's just like it's just like the elephant in Geki Ranger all over again.
It's like worse though, because there's this whole action of pulling the trigger, and you expect something cool to happen, and then the little tire just flops down. And then not having a VS changer or a Pathikizer, I really don't have much to do with it yet. But I think the build quality is nice and the size is good, so there's that. I got Yudo Series 1 for Lupin Ranger vs. Pato Ranger. Those are pretty great. They're a huge step up from the Q Ranger ones. Not as many stickers, and the stickers aren't all foil stickers, so it actually looks more natural colors-wise. I don't feel like I need to paint these much at all. It's pretty good, and then just a whole stack of Gunpla, which I don't know if you want me to talk about, because I know this is a Tokusatsu podcast.
You can quickly run down it.
Gundam Double O Diver, Diver Gear, Basic Green Haro, Silver Sumo, and Turn X. No grades from Turn A. And then I got a campaign bonus of the Double O Diver. And then I got an H2 Magnum. So Model Kit Monday's pretty loaded for the next few weeks.
All right.
Somewhere along there I got to slip in the AZ Gundam, but that's on the back burner for the moment.
All right. For me, I have like 2 orders that came in. Like my Big Bad Toy Store warehouse thing just kind of finally shipped. I had bought the 2 Legends. What is it? Battle Trap and Road something. It's the Duocons, the Decepticon Duocons, and
Battle Slash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Battle Slash, right?
Yeah, Battle Slash and Road something. Yeah, I got those. I got those in with Transformers, Robots in Disguise, Bludgeon. It just finally arrived in because like Bludgeon, the Bludgeon date was almost done, so I was like, I'll grab the Legends since they're at retail, since I can't find them anywhere else right now, and I'll just ship them all. So I shipped those, and they arrived like I think the same day as my Ami order from April came in finally. And in that order, it was the March order that finally came in at like the beginning of May, which was stupid. What is it? I don't remember. Like I lost track because like what I'm saying, like I have these orders that like sometimes show up an entire month after they shipped, or 2 months after they shipped, because Sal on the East Coast isn't like Sal on the West Coast, where you get it actually in the 2-week variable that they say is the bare minimum of how long it should take you to get. But yeah, so I got mine like almost a month and a half late, and it had the Mini Plow versus Series 1 Lupin Kaiser with live Robo in it, and I think SH Figure Arts Night Rogue. But right now I'm waiting for the one with Pat Kaiser, as well as waiting for, what is it? I think Ultraman Jack Figure Art, as well as Shinshoko Seiho Fang Joker. And like, if my memory serves me correctly, there's another like character or figure in that box, but I just can't remember who it is at this time. And as I'm looking for my, Ami Ami. Oh, okay. I found out what it is. It is actually nothing. It was just those 3. My memory just misread it as 4 items because the entire title of Pat Kaiser, Volume 2 is Kaito Sentai Lupin Ranger versus Kaito Kisatsu Sentai Pato Ranger Mini Plow versus Vehicle Gatai. It takes up like 2 goddamn rows in the email. So I assumed it was 4 items, but it's just 3 items. Like I said, 2 figure arts and the second Mini Plow set. So I'm hoping, since I actually got them paid for as soon as, Double came out and it shipped like in that between period for Ami Ami's Golden Week, I'm hoping that maybe for once it gets here before the end of May rather than the beginning of June. But I'm very doubtful since JFK likes to be a total dick to me. But nevertheless, that's all we're waiting for. So yeah, because Invisible Ninja doesn't want to talk about that monster order that is crippling his wallet and his life. So nevertheless, we'll do our outros now. Invisible Ninja, how can people follow you?
You can check me out on the Twitters at Metal Ninja Zero. Of course, check me out on YouTube at Metal Ninja Dojo and Metal Ninja Reviews. Plus, check out the Hero Club Twitch, I guess, since I kind of don't really use mine at the moment, which is Hero Club for Life, where I stream my shows and such, as well as on my channel.
All right, Soundout, you.
Check out YouTube channel at Soundout12. Which features my Model Kit Monday series, as well as Super Sentai reviews when I actually feel like doing them. I'm all done with Q Ranger until I get a Dark Seiza Blaster, so it's been kind of like, I guess I'll go review older stuff, and I'll probably review the Yudo figures, so I really like them. But other than that, mostly Model Kit Mondays over there at the time. But yeah, check out my videos, subscribe if you like, comment below in the videos if you hate my voice and just want me to die. I'll take any and all comments. So, yeah.
Alright, I am Wheelchair21 on YouTube, pretty much Wheelchair21 everywhere else but Instagram, where it's TaJa_Doyle. Pretty much the most active is probably Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Least active is really Facebook. I'm not kidding. I'm not active on my Facebook page. I don't even know why I have a Wheelchair21 Facebook page. But nevertheless, we'll see you all next time with episode 51 of this series, because shockingly, we're going to try to break our record on all of our previous podcasts that only went to 52 episodes. Astonishingly enough. Actually, no, we did have a podcast that went to 100 episodes, but that was because we were hosted by another group of guys that were able to help us perform and produce our shows with WRW, where we went almost like 120 episodes. So when it comes to Tokusatsu, we've only made it to 52. So hey, if we magically stop at that number, we hit our peak and pinnacle. So we decided to close up shop early. We'll see you all next time. Hey, it's Wheelchair21, and thanks again for listening to an all-new episode of Los Ingobernables de Tokusatsu. If you want to hear more content or see more content from the Hero Club YouTube channel, we're going to need you to subscribe, like, comment with some feedback, and share this channel with a friend. We also would like you to check out our website, hero-club.com, and follow us on various social media outlets just by looking up Hero Club for Life, as well as the stores you see are where we shop. Anyways, thanks again, and we'll see you all next time.